Hello everyone. We are once again live with our second replay review stream of the day. We are here reviewing the 1 Trillion Lions League. Oh, wait, we need the... Where's the picture? Did I not add this? One second. We gotta add, image. There we go. And we're gonna go look here and Probably take people a minute to get in here anyways. I'm not super worried about it. Screenshots. Boom, 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 boom. Which one of these is highest quality? There we go. We got our GOAT profile picture here. Pokemon the best. Only on the PlayStation. Oh, I was scuffed. Oh. Ignore the scuff. And where's our little guy? We're going over here. There you go. Hello everyone. Let me post the link and ping the peoples. There we go. And then go like this. There we go. We'll ping Patty because we know he can handle it. Hello. We're back once again. We are live again with the second Pokemon stream of the day. I know. The little break that I take on Mondays. Hello, Blution. Hello. The little break I take on Mondays is because I normally have D&D from like 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock or so. But it got delayed today. Big number 2 for the day. Exactly, big number 2 for the day. It's, make sure you take a number 2 every day, you know? But yeah, the reason I run 2 streams on Mondays is because I normally have D&D between 7 to 9 or so, 7 to 10 or so, and also it helps me keep the VOD separate for the different leagues, just because it makes things easier on that end. But yeah, we are back once again. We're with our second league of the day, which is the 1 Trillion League, the OTL, the 1 Trillion Lions, with our fun little, the old server, not server emote, but this is the old team logo we had of we photoshopped wait, this is like the in progress. Wait, I gotta change the picture of this one. This is the wrong version. One second, let me pull up the right version. This one. Here we go. This is the final version. Oh, except it's got the freaking... Oh, I messed it up. Anyways. The OTL and the Unova Drift icon. For anyone who remembers from PGA Season 3, I believe. But yeah, we're here to review. I have all 9 games for this week ready to go. I'm probably just going to run right through the replays. I'm not going to try not to yap too much, but I did want to take a brief look at the standings. So far, me and Dorky are both 4-0, with 1 win, and there's a bunch of 1-0s and a bunch of 3-0s. What's my squad? I just did upload this last week on Tuesday. We did the roster reviews. My squad for this season Here we go. This is a low power level league. So if you look at the tier list here, a lot of the high tiers are just not in the format, and there's only 5 quote-unquote point tiers. So it's very much a battle of the Pokemon that don't always get their time in the limelight. And there's also no Terra, so none of the shenanigans that come with that as well. So mid-power, low-level league with appropriately powerful teams. My ace being Azelf, which is normally like a very solid mid-tier, but in this format it is a demon, as we may or may not see in the near future. And Azelf currently actually on the podium standings. Monkey Dory with a 5-0 sweep, it looks like. Got 5 kills in one game. And Azelf and Slitherwing both having 4 kills and no deaths in their respective games as well. So, yeah, this is... my squad has got Azelf and Mega Heracross. Hello, Mr. Sweet Sorrows. How's it going, my boy? We are here to watch. I have all 9 games of the week up, and I'm ready to go through all of them. I'm actually gonna switch the viewpoint because I played this game, so I want to see the other opponent's side of the perspective here. But yeah, we're just gonna go through the replays. Togekiss the GOAT. Togekiss is the GOAT. Togekiss is awesome. Yeah, Togekiss. I'm a huge Togekiss fan. Amon has always done me well. Back in like Gen 6 UU days, I would play it. It was fun. But I don't know if there's anything else to really talk about. We have our first week. We had our first round of matches. We only have 5 weeks of regular season into a playoffs bracket. Togekiss. Yeah, Togekiss. That's how it's pronounced. It's not Togekiss. It's Togekiss. But yeah, standings aren't anything crazy. A lot of 3-1s, 3-0s, a lot of 1-0s, and a couple in between. No real like crazy upsets, I would say. I think most of the games kind of went as expected. But we'll see. There were definitely some upsets in terms of how the plays played out, because there were some crazy games. Togepi and Togetic. Yeah, it's Togetic. Exactly. See? But yeah, I was the first week, first match of the season. Me and Lizzie played on, I believe it was like a Wednesday or something. Maybe it was Tuesday, actually. I don't even remember anymore. Oh, it was on Tuesday. It was right after stream. I won, which was definitely upsetting. Hey, spoilers! Spoilers for anyone who hasn't looked at the standings of you being, in positive, you know. But yeah, I played Lizzie. We were the first game. I'm just going to go through chronological order. This is just the games in the order they were played this week. And, ooh, Soup and Azzy play this week. Oh, shoot. Oh, ooh. Yeah, we'll take a look at the next week matchups after this. After we run through a little replays. But I was the first week. I was the first game of the season. As honestly, I feel like I do that a lot. I played right after stream on Tuesday. So Tuesday gaming. And I brought my guys. I have my 2 steel types. Both my steel types and both my fighting types came, which some may say, oh, duplicate types is bad. Oh, but I say, nah, I'd win. And Lizzie's over here. He's got actually a really strong team. Looking at the 6 that he brought. Vanilla Charizard. Two different starters, by the way. And the previous mascot, Suicune. Defeating the genre allegations once and for all. Yeah, you believe it. Yeah, I got the Stormtide game up. That's gonna be a heated match, seeing as Stormtide is a resident NHL league runner. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into this game. There's no Terra. There's no like beginning things to worry about. First match of the season. Let's get it. We got Soup. Oh, dude, we got double chat. We got Soupception. But yeah, this Suicune clicks Ice Beam turn 1 into my Duraludon. And I should have calced this, because Duraludon has terrible Spit F, but I am a Violet. This was Specs, I think, modest. Actually, no, I think it was Timid. we'll review the set at the end, but this is Spec Suicune. Chatception, yeah. And so it just completely does a ton of damage to me. I do get a crit on this Thunderbolt. This is a little bit unfortunate because it kind of limits its ability to switch into rocks, but I don't think it was that impactful in the overall course of the game, but that's enough to 2 KO either way. And then now I go Revavroom on this Ice Beam. This is like a bulky Revavroom. And then he goes into Sandaconda. I'm just going to Poison Jab. Do I get the Poison right away? No, I don't. And then Parting Shot out. The tone has been set for Shortson's games. The first attack crit. This guy's team is perfect for his naming scheme. Oh yeah, by the way, we got the Slight Spire names. We got Ceremonial Beast Suicune. We got the Insatiable Sandaconda. I get glared here on the switch in. This is I have Banded Tauros, and I got Parrot here. So I don't actually reveal my set at all there, and go right back into Revavroom. In comes Suicune. So yeah, the spike was kind of impactful here because now it's only at 2. Okay, switch in again. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Hate Man. Thank you. And Suicune is going to Hydro Pump, and it crits this Revavroom. I'm pretty sure this crit mattered. I'll review the exact calculator, but I was max HP, and like Spec's Hydro Pump is strong, but not that strong. So do get owned by the Hydro Pump. And everyone's here with the J's. He didn't speed creep max speed Suicune bonk. Yup. So but I just go into my Azelf. I get the kill with Mystical Power here. So notably, when I was building for this team, the only Psychic resist on this team was Farigiraf, I believe. And so I was just like, well, Spike's Psychic move goes crazy. Farigiraf comes in and gets poisoned. I go to Duraludon as a sack on the Spikes. And it goes for Toxic and misses. And then in comes our boy, Hera Ross Mega. Actually, yeah, I just removed like 6 letters from its name. Ross Mega, or Goat, who is going to Pin Missile. This hits 5 times always because of Skill Link. Although, granted, Skill Link, or Pin Missile specifically has like 95 accuracy instead of 100, which I thought was funny. Looking for his Rachel Mega. Oh, that's a good comment. Yo, Ross Mega looking for his Rachel Mega. I haven't actually seen Friends, but I understood that reference. I sacked this into Aerodactyl kind of as a sack, because I wasn't entirely sure what it was going to do, and this being paralyzed kind of neutered its ability to do anything useful. But with the Intimidate, I actually lived that dual beat, and then I get the kill with Aqua Jet. This was a banded Aqua Jet, so I'm pretty sure that was just going to kill no matter what if he stayed in. Skill issue. Skill link issue, yeah. In comes Chestnut. I'm just going to go back into Azelf. I'm not too worried about anything it can do to me. He does miss this Leech Seed, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I don't think it actually mattered because I'm just going to click Mystical Power and kill this. Get this attack boost. In comes Sandaconda. I think it also just dies to this. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it absolutely just dies. Oh my god. Meet my friends. What was I? Oh, this Mystical Power. Oh, it dodges. Does notably have 95 accuracy. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, this Charizard not being boots was very unfortunate with the rocks up. It also notably took 50% exactly, which means that it was, we'll see what the stat is, but it means it wasn't an odd HP stat. And then, yeah, Mystical Power is just going to kill and win the game. So, yeah, Specs, Azelf. First, we get to see my cursed game talk in 4K, yeah. Meet my friends, Beat and my. Meet my friends, Duel and Wing Beat. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, I see, I was parodying this when I typed that. That's typical shenanigans, I would say. I still... Ross Mega looking for his Rachel Mega. Shoutouts to terrible friend slop. But instead of being a video game, it's a TV series. Lizzie obviously rocking all of the amazing references to Slice Spire 2 with the nickname scheme. And yeah, so I won that. I had, as you can see here, we had Specs, Azelf, Max Speed, Modest, actually. Max Speed Modest. Notably, this is 1 point faster than Jolly Charizard. Friends is slop confirmed. I was a Violite Max Attack Duraludon. I was offensive a Violite Duraludon. And Rillaboom was max defense, not Spadef. I believe that Hydro Pump crit mattered. I'm not too worried about it. I got my T-Spikes up. That's all I really wanted. And Tauros was Choice Band with Aqua Jet to kill the Aerodactyl there. And Heracross was actually a very bulky set. I was not that offensively invested. And the reason was I was trying to run Bulk Up because it was very good against Sandaconda and Chestnut. And then Palisade never left the ball, but it was just Spadef for Spadef. It was Spadef. Those are my sets. You should put that on the dock then. Are we show Team League? Yeah, you should put that on the dock. Oh, we're so scoffed. So the reason that this Charizard took 50% from rocks was it was even HP to abuse Belly Drum Sub with Select Berry. Very, very greedy set. But makes sense in the situation here. Very, very dangerous sweeper. Farigiraf was Fizz Def Lefties. Unfortunately, cannot take a Pin Missile from Mega Heracross, especially after Rocks and T-Spikes. Aerodactyl was Choice Scarf, which is why that Dueling Beat didn't do that much. I cooked this guy. Yo, Lisa's my goat, okay? I might have won this game, but, you know, saying I cooked him, I mean, I did cook. But, yeah, my boy Lizzie. Had a fun game with him. Chestnut was Kebia Berry, Poison Berry, probably actually for Reverie. I didn't even see that until now. Lizzie is the GOAT. Yeah, Lizzie does so much work behind the scenes. We love him around here. And the Choice Spec Suicune. I believe there was something along the lines of Lizzie said when they drafted Suicune they were going to run specs every week or something silly like that I missed out on. But they're like, I told you I was going to run specs. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and then Sandaconda was actually adamant. This was offensive Sandaconda with Glare and Coil. I don't know if I agree with this set, but definitely a fun bring. I just didn't get to see the light of day because Azelf is Azelf. Azelf straight up mystical on it, and by it's power. Yeah, very, very quick game. Only 20 turns, not even 20 turns. You can see what's on each people's side. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, T-Spikes was really good in this matchup, and I didn't even have to really abuse it because Azelf just went in. And Heracross and Tauros kind of did their jobs respectively. And that was the first game of the season. I got a 4-0 win, which puts me at the top of standings. And Azelf got on the leaderboard for that. Which is not really to be unexpected. Azelf is a very, very fast and powerful mon in this format. Our next matchup is Lethal Blue versus Isaiah for President, aka Mr. Overmat. This game, I believe, was really close. And there was a lot of Rufflet slander going on this week. Between this league and as well as we watched earlier today, there was a Rufflet replay. I think Leezy himself actually had the Rufflet, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Rufflet is a threat, and we'll see just how much of a threat it is in this game. We lead Sylveon into the Swampert. It's a Rufflet blow. Is it really slander? Bros, do not sleep on Rufflet. Hello? Rufflet will show up to your house and Brave Bird you the second you step outside. But yeah, that Hyper Voice doing a ton to Swampert. This flip turn damage though looks like it might be offensive invested. Would probably miss. Your ass is not dodging 80% of the time. I'm just calling that now. But yeah, gonna go for the Earth Power here on Tentacruel as it comes in. Eats the Shuka Berry and then Giga Drains to kill the Swampert. It does consume its berry though, even though it does win out kind of with the health here. Gonna flip turn on the Rufflet, who is golden. He's our golden boy, and this Brave Bird does 50% to Rotom here. that's messed up. He's gonna set up Reflect and miss this Will-O-Wisp, which sucks because it means that this knockoff now 2-hit KOs instead of being a 3-hit KO after the item knockoff. Incineroar comes in on the Wisp, absorbing that easily, and then it's actually faster than this Rotom. I wonder, it's not Scarf, is it? In comes Ampharos. Does not really want to line up against the Sylveon. I believe this is Mega Ampharos actually, which explains why Aegis is like dipping on this Hyper Voice. Muck comes on the Sylveon. Big shame it's not actually poisoned here, or burnt here, because this knockoff is going to do a bit more to Metagross. And then Rufflet comes in on the Earthquake. Oh, okay, disrespecting Rufflet with the Earthquake play there, but then it dies to Bullet Punch. Yo, what have I missed? Yo, Papa Drix, you missed I reviewed my game against Lazy Quick. We're just going to go through sequential order. We're already on the second replay today. Glick comes in on Metagross here. The Clear Body is going to stop that Intimidate, but the Wisp comes out on Tentacruel, which is huge here. Muck comes back in again. Is it going to get burned by this Scald? No, it's not. Okay. Is it just allergic to burns? Oh, the Rock Slide. Wait, what was he trying to... Oh, I actually don't understand the Rock Slide. I don't know what that was trying to catch. Maybe it just did more than knockoff here? Maybe there's some flying type that didn't come. Okay, Clear Body again. The double Clear Body coming in clutch here. Making Incineroar look... Yeah, some flying type that didn't show up exactly. Okay, Incineroar just tanking the Scalds, I guess? And this is gonna Mega... No burn. Yeah, no burn on the Fire type. Focus Blast on the Rhydon, and it just evaporates. Oh my god. I'm in there with the sheesh. Sheesh! Incineroar comes in as a sack on Sylveon. I don't know if I like how Incineroar came in on these Scalds, because it was a really good check to Metagross. And it just kind of died to Scald, which sucked. And I feel like you could have gone Ampharos against Tentacruel pretty easily. Adam Levine? Lycanroc Dusk is in. Mienshao is here. Gonna switch to Muck as a sack on this close combat. Feels bad into gross because of clear. Yeah, but like, you know, you have the double, you know, effective stab against it. In comes Lycanroc Dusk. The Vacuum Wave, getting some chip damage in before it kills back with close combat. Then Metagross comes in here too. It does not Bullet Punch. It goes for the Earthquake. Okay, wanted to try and not Bullet Punch into the Ampharos here. 67% on Ampharos with that Earthquake, and then Sylveon is going to end off this game. Very, very close game. I do think, honestly, if Lethal had preserved health on Incineroar better, he might have actually won out. But tough to say what the right line was there. Kind of struggling to get through Tentacruel, which was just spamming attacks. And we saw Light Clay Rotom, Tentacruel Shuka with a lot of Fizz Def. Pretty much max Fizz Def, actually. This was Spec Sylveon, which makes sense based on that turn 1 damage against Swampert. And Mienshao with Slumberry. Probably just switching on a Wisp, I'm guessing. Or a Poison, something like that. Or a Static, even. A Violite was a Violite Rhydon with Rockhead. Just 4 attacks Adamant? Rock? No, 3 attacks Rocks. And it was Choice Band Metagross, which is why that Earthquake did so much. That Choice Banded Bullet Punch, putting in some serious work there. But I think Rufflet would have not taken that well, regardless. And here we have Life Orb, Hustle, Rufflet. He was knocked out at some point, yeah. Yeah, Choice Band, yeah. Wait, was it not? Oh, it was. Oh, I completely missed that. I was not super paying attention. Muck was AV with max attack. Impish. I think this spread could be a little bit optimized, but makes sense. No, it doesn't. Wait, why are you Assault Vest but Fizz Def? I mean, I don't hate, you know, Assault Vest Muck. But I don't know. Drain Punch. Yeah, I didn't click Drain Punch really. Swampert. Max Attack, Modest, Swampert. Wait, that flip turn did a lot though. This was just not very defensive Sylveon. Lycanroc was Choice Scarf. Oh. Ampharos, 4 attacks, Mega, with a little bit of speed actually. I think that might have been enough for Rhydon probably. And then Incineroar was max HP, max speed, pivot with boots. Oh, that's why it was faster than whatchamacallit. It's because it was max speed, timid. Also notably with Taunt, U-Turn, Overheat. That's why it was not physically invested. Overheat, I guess, was for Metagross. Yeah, I think they should have kept this healthier. I think that letting this take those 2 Scalds was not the greatest into Sylveon and Metagross, which this thing could have at least done some damage to. But yeah, good game all around. Very, very close game. And Matt winning 1-0, putting him in the winner's side of standings currently. But no, like, huge standout Pokemon for getting kills. Rufflet, did Rufflet get a KO? I don't think it did. So, yeah, that was the second game of the season. Also played pretty early in the week. We were very shocked to see Mr. Overmat, Notorious Johnner, play so early at this season. Usually he doesn't play until like Sunday on a good week. So yeah, definitely interesting to see that happen. Our third matchup of the week. This is why I have the stream title, being as silly as it is. We are 1 Trillion Lions versus one of every NFE in this league right now, because Mr. Knight Triumphant has drafted only not fully evolved Pokemon. There's not a single Pokemon on his team that can't use a Violite. Yeah, and Neon Light, I believe he had one of the lowest ranked rosters in terms of overall power level, but it definitely has a lot of very interesting ideas going on. Having a lot of flying types, a lot of Trick Room abusers, and some very, very individually threatening Pokemon. So yeah, it was a team that like doesn't really like check the traditional like this has all your different types of hazard setters, removal, or etc. But definitely a very scary team still, nonetheless. One thing to note about this NFE team is that some of these Pokemon on here are actually very, very threatening, despite the fact they're not fully evolved. Bisharp, notably, until recently, was a fully evolved Pokemon with the introduction of a King Gambit. And King Gambit is an absolute monster. So, following in that thing's shadow is no small feat, to say the least. Bisharp seeing a lot of OU play, even in Gen 6 and 7, as a very dangerous Sucker Punch sweeper. Pikachu, very slept on Mon, that has both of its special attack and physical attack doubled with the use of Light Ball. It's also, funny mascot, so it has some very interesting move pool additions as, being the main character Pokemon and all that jazz. And also, Porygon 2, very notoriously frequently drafted, even in higher power level leagues. Same with Gligar, is often a great low tier pick. And Magneton still has 120 speed attack and is actually faster than Magnezone. So, still a huge threat. Gligar mentioned. Yep, Gligar mentioned. And then Neon's got Stack Attack with Trick Room support. I believe Claydol also gets Trick Room. And then a bunch of very fast flying attackers in Noivern and Tornadus, with a Bascullegion Legion and Muck to round out the team. Oh yeah, we cooked. What are you doing here? Exploring public draft games. Hate watching. Yo, we got any hate watchers tonight? Any hate watchers here? Hat e-watching. At e-watching. I see. But yeah, Claydol into the Magnezone lead is a very good lead for Based. And he's just gonna immediately set Trick Room. Yeah, I recognize them. Muck comes in. He's gonna spam knockoff. Yep. Goodbye, Violite. Muck looking very, very strong here. Drain punches on our boy. And this was a crazy turn for me. This Piloswine, the Earthquake into the Arshard being enough to kill Muck. So, also, Piloswine, one of those mons that it looks like it's, just some not fully evolved, oh, it's no Mamoswine, but it's got, like, 100 attack, 100 defense or something. It's a very, very, I think it's 100 HP, not 100 defense. But yeah, very, very threatening Pokemon. Piloswine, very good, yeah. And its Ice Ground type isn't actually that bad because it has Thick Fat to cover up its fire weakness and also give it itself a proper Ice Weak resistance. Yeah, Piloswine, dude, I've drafted Piloswine before. He is deserving. well, not an NFE you can sleep on. Basculin's going to come into revenge because she's got the flip turn out, but Trick Room does end there, so it is important to note. This Bisharp knocks off Claydol, its Reki Helmet, and then Body Press is back, and I don't think that crit mattered. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That is 4 times effective on what is probably an offensive Bisharp. And yeah, that Body Press just clapping right back, taking that super effective move like it was nothing. Pikachu comes in, and this is what I mean by it gets crazy coverage. Grass Knot on the Pikachu. It def didn't matter, yeah. Yeah. But in comes Porygon 2 with crazy natural bulk, plus the Eviolite. Gonna tank that Draco like it was nothing. Only taking 27. And then dodging the Hurricane. This Hurricane wasn't going to do anything because Noivern was half Spatak. Would have done basically half of this, so like 15% max. Didn't know download worked twice. Thought it was like booster energy. You wouldn't download a booster energy? You wouldn't? Yo, Citric, not even playing in this season, but with the crazy comment of you wouldn't download a booster energy. Absolute love to see it. We love to see the cross-season slander coming through. Hurricane also, once again, doing nothing to this Porygon 2. This is probably max Spadef Porygon. Fully recovers off that damage. And right now, this Porygon kind of has a stranglehold on the course of this game right now. Stack Attack, it does come in, though, with the Balloon. Full Spadef P2 Masterclass, yeah. And speaking of also unkillable demons, Gligar is probably one of the best Stack Attack it resists around. And just going to U-turn to pop the Balloon there. And now Stack Attack sets Trick Room, gets the Heat Crash off. I thought this was really weird. He set Rain and then clicked Heat Crash. So like, he kind of nerfed his own fire coverage move. But like, I guess it kind of makes sense into Magneton because you can, you know, get the super effective move on it. This does get Earthquake, though, so I feel like maybe Earthquake was better, unless... Did Heat Crash hit something that I'm missing here? Maybe it was for, like, a Grass type or something. But yeah, I definitely thought the Heat Crash after setting Rain was very weird. Also, notably, this Rain has lasted 8 turns, so we know that this Tornadus was actually Damp Rock. Which I didn't pick up on when I originally first watched this game, but just noticed that here as well. And he's just going to spam Gyro Ball into the Roost from Gligar. He crashes as he Earthquakes here. And then now the Trick Room reverts and the Gligar is once again faster. Yeah, Tangela actually is a pretty good check to Stack Attack, so I guess the Heat Crash makes sense for that. Gonna Radiance again, gonna get the Hurricane. Still no confusion on any of these Hurricane hits, which is a little bit frustrating. Magneton comes in. Once again, no confusion. And then, oh, is this Scarf Magneton? It must be. Gets the Volt Switch out, and in comes Basque Legion. Now, this turn I thought was crazy, because this Wave Crash just does 70. And so after, you know, looking like unkillable, unwallable, undefeatable, it just dies to 2 Wave Crashes, even with the recover in between. Also, some very, very nasty rolls. 73 into 77, making it look like it would live. Yeah, thought you would live too, but the rolls, they lied to you. They deceived. That low roll into high roll situation gonna cook that Porygon too. And not having the Fist to live that. And then it's gonna Wave Crash to waste a turn. Sacking, I guess sacking Gligar was okay. Sacks the Pikachu. Wait, this game was way too close. What the heck? Oh, I didn't realize Stack Attack, it was at 34. So yeah, it is in range of this Thunderbolt, I believe. And that's the game. A very, very close 1-0 victory. That Basque Legion putting in a lot of work. Let's see what we got here. So we had max HP, max attack, Stack Attack with a Brave Nature. Notably, one thing to note is that on Stack Attack specifically, if you lower your defense IVs, no water resist. You had a wait, didn't you have a Tangela? That's a water resist. But notably, if you lower your defense IVs and run a Lonely Nature, you can actually make it so Beast Boost boosts your attack stat instead of defense. You get a kill. But I don't think that would have actually mattered in this situation. It's just something to worth note going forward. Noivern here was modest. Oh, dude, that was a modest Draco. And did that little to P2? Oh my god. Ooh, that's tough. That's brutal. Muck was Assault Vest. Wasn't actually full attack investment. It was Impish Nature. This is another Muck with Impish Nature Assault Vest. Like, I get that you want to live both physical and special hits, depending on, like, what it comes in on, but, like, I feel like you should probably commit to one or the other. Although, this does look like he did some math on some specific calcs, so I'm trusting that he knew what this investment was for. Yeah, pretty standard Muck set. I got commitment issues. 13 defense IVs, yeah. Lonely Nature did 13 defense IVs on the stack attack for the plus attack boosts. Oh, it's Mystic Water. Oh, shoot. Wait, oh, you should have gone for the Jet against Magneton then. You should have at least tried to go for the Jet on Magneton if he was Mystic Water. Wait, it was just 3 water attacks and Ice Fang. Oh, this is a based. This is an epic set. Swift Swim, Basket Legion. That set's awesome. Tornadoes with the Damp Rock, as we showed earlier. But notably, it wasn't actually full attack. It was calm. It was bulky. I don't know what this was for. Was there some special attacker that didn't come? Or is it just like trying to make sure it lived a Thunderbolt to set Rain? But it's not Prankster, so... Probably my goat. Maybe. I feel like if you should have ran more offensive here, maybe. But to be fair, doing 20 to PZ, I don't think Modest would have, or Max Attack would have helped much with that. And then Claydol was full Fizz Def Rocky Helmet. Oh, full Fizz Def with the body press. Yep. Yeah. That's definitely going to put in work. But yeah, that Basket Legion, very, very threatening. And then here, we had the max special attack Timid Pikachu with sub. Ooh, okay. I can respect that. Scarf Magneton with pretty much max speed. Bisharp was indeed offensive, but it was offensive of Violite. Okay. Dang, okay. But I don't think the crit on body press mattered. Porygon 2 max Spadef, like we predicted, with Recover Teleport. Almost max Fizzdef Gligar. This is a pretty standard Gligar spread, running a little bit of Spadef, just because it has such high natural Fizzdef. And then this was actually Adamant Piloswine, which is why that Ice Shard into Earthquake was able to kill the Muck. So very, very notably, very offensive Piloswine. And actually, with Muck having defense investment, that Adamant mattered too. Yeah, very, very close third game of the week season. The NFE team, it's a Mamoswine LARP, dude. I mean, if you're LARPing as your big brother, you know, it's an honor, you know. Getting to be like your big brother is always awesome. But yeah, very, very close game. Definitely could have gone very south very quickly if Basque Legion had not been handled there. And yeah. Is there anything else to say about this game? I don't think so. Yeah, Neon having a very, very close game there. Definitely fun to watch that one. Up next, this is actually our mod v mod battle. We have Kilika and NN Plus, 2 of the mods who helped design this season, this format, going face to face. This was a very, very heated matchup. A lot of people were excited to watch this, myself included. Let's just see how this goes. So we have the lead. Oh, second Basque Legion spotted also. Second Basque Legion has hit the Pokemon. And just gonna set Sticky Web immediately. Live on the Sash. That crit did not matter with Sash there. And then get the Stun Spore off on Basque Legion as it flip turns out. Getting a little bit of yellow magic in play there. Skarmory comes in as Milotic comes in to Hydro Pump. That does a lot. But Skarmory does have very poor Spadef. And then giving it the competitive boost here, definitely not the type of thing we want to see. With chat popping off here. We've seen 2 very different Basque Legions today. Gender equality. They're being so fast. I almost feel like a yeah. There are a lot of very early games this season. I like to push buttons. Yeah, yeah. So very, very, very fast clicks going on here. In comes Jolteon. It takes nothing. That Volt Switch does nothing to Melodic having a lot of natural Spit F, and then it's just gonna kill with the 2-hit KO there on Basket Legion. Melodic continuing to carry also here as it lives this 1,000 arrows, and it's not choice locked. It can click Ice Beam, and then does die to Meloetta on the U-turn there. So right now, NN Plus up 4 to 2, 4 to 3. Wow, counting is hard. In a pretty good position after Melodic just tore a hole through most of this team. But we're gonna have to see the Toxic from Jolteon. They're just gonna trade status back and forth. I think this Wisp was a little bit early. Maybe he expected him to Volt Switch, and so he's gonna catch a Wisp on either the Slitherwing or Meloetta coming in. Maybe that was the idea. Unfortunate miss on this Leaf Storm here, because that damage would have definitely helped against Jolteon. And it's just going to switch out after missing, and this is going to Volt Switch. Notably, no Electric Immune here on NN Plus's team. Also kind of wastes that wish there. Nothing actually gets the healing, but it doesn't really matter because everything was pretty much full anyways. Gonna wish again here on the Jolteon. And is it gonna have Protect to... Yes, it does have Protect. Okay. Oh, but very good nasty plot on the Protect turn. Punishing him for staying in here and wishing. And it's gonna Volt Switch out. In comes Meloetta. The Taunt comes out. Okay. And then Absol switches in. Takes the Psyshock. Okay, nice. Using the immunity there. And then in comes Slitherwing. This is a pretty ballsy switch, but consuming its booster energy, it takes nothing from that knockoff, only 23, and it might actually be faster. I think it's faster than Absol Mega here. This Protect here was to scout for first impression, but instead Kilika uses his option to get a bulk up off, and then is now able to leech life all the health back off his Absol Mega. Peasantity comes in, it gets killed by this Earthquake, and I think this +1, yeah, this just sweeps from here. It has enough between Leech Life and Earthquake. It has super effective coverage on everything, and it's just gonna clean the game. So getting rewarded with that very ballsy switch into Slitherwing there, and we're able to see what exactly he cooked up. Now, notably, I remember that Kilika was talking about, what was it? This guy. So their spread had to have 11 attack IVs to actually get the speed boosting nature, or speed boost off of Photosynthesis. So having to be very careful with their stat spread here. Is able to keep the jolly nature though. And yeah, very, very interesting spread to make sure you get the speed boost, and then running a lot of bulk to capitalize on that. And Leech Life and Earthquake was all they really needed. Even with the minus attack EVs, was able to kill everything in the end game there. And yeah, the bulk up on the Protect turn was absolutely massive. Honestly, disrespecting the potential Fire Blast there was, if instead of protecting, Absol had just Fire Blasted off the rip, it might have just killed, and that would have been the game for NN+. But unfortunately, NN+ goes for the Scout on first impression, and Absol dies for it, so getting very punished for the prediction there. Meloetta was Assault Vest with max special attack, no Relic Song shenanigans on this set, just dual stab, U-turn, Shadow Ball, and this was Cobra Berry Basket Legion with a lot of defense. It has high base HP, so that defense makes a little bit of sense. And running Pain Split. Oh, okay, so no HP investment also makes sense. You're running Pain Split. Very interesting offensive set here. Very wild game, yeah. And anything else? It was Choice Band Zygarde. Oh, dang, okay, so Yeah, Melodic tanking that like a beast. Pyro was Life Orb max speed. Absol was max speed mixed. Swords Dance? I guess if you only need knockoff and Fire Blast, it works, but I don't know. I feel like if you just ran 3 attacks protect, that maybe it was better. Rotomob was full Spadef. With Pain Split. Melodic was modest, but modest max HP. Okay, that explains why it did so much damage, but still, absolute beast. With Resto Chesto? Instead of Recover? I guess it was worried about Toxic? Huh. And this gets Recover, so the Resto Chesto must have been for some specific status reason. But very interesting. Focus Sash lead Masquerain with webs. Unfortunately, the webs got defogged like immediately by Skarmory, but was definitely able to punish that accordingly with the Melodic. And then Pheasantipity was max attack modest with Sugarberry. Why didn't he? Did he stay in against Meloetta? I wonder if it was gonna live this Psyshock. I know Pheasantipity doesn't have very high Spadef or this doesn't have very high special attack, but I still feel like if you have Psyshock, or oh wait, no, it doesn't actually have super effective coverage from Meloetta. Never mind. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, very, very close game actually. But Slitherwing getting on the podium for that kill, for that sweep there. Notably, the reason why Azelf is higher on the podium than Slitherwing is because I won my game 4-0 and Kilika won their game 3-0. It's only a real differential there. But yeah, very, very close game between both of our mods. Also, Azzy, one of our other mods who played their game against Neon just a minute earlier. Up next, we have Super Hot versus Bobuzab. I did help Super with a little bit of prep for this matchup. Bobuzab, though, is a pretty well experienced player, playing a lot of different leagues. Seen them here, there, everywhere. They have a pretty good team, honestly. I think that Starmie is like, I think they picked Starmie like 2nd or 3rd pick overall in the entire draft. And I have, yeah, like absolutely respect that pickup. Starmie is a massive, massive threat in this format with that 115 speed and crazy coverage options and spin and recover. It does a little bit of everything. Torterra, also a very dangerous Shell Smasher, and this is non-Mega Heracross, which is arguably almost more threatening than Mega Heracross, because it has access to Guts. It can run Scarf, Moxie, very, very dangerous to Mon that you have to respect in Builder. Over here, Supa's got Celebi. Celebi is honestly, it's a Pokemon that often gets overlooked in other seasons, even though it is got a legacy of being very broken in older formats. Gen 3, even Gen 5, I think it was Gen 4 and 5 is pretty good too. But has kind of fallen to the wayside with how frequent U-turn has become in recent generations, how common it is. Also got Emboar, very dangerous, reckless attacker, and it being 65 base speed, I believe, is not nearly as bad in a lower power league, so it can still be can be relatively fast in certain matchups. I think where is your game? It's one of the last ones. Oh, yeah, it's one of the last ones. Well, what's that? We're just gonna go through in chronological order because I was just like, whatever. You know, we'll go through it. It'll be easy to check on the VOD for anyone who wants to watch this back. I hope to make my opponent flinch IRL with my Celebi sets this season. Damn, okay. But yeah, let's just get right into this. We see this is Mega Manectric into Electros as the electric type lead matchup here. Electros usually has a really good matchup into Manectric here, just because it can run like Assault Vest and other items. But it does get the Toxic off, which is good for survivability. And this knockoff, probably expecting a switch into something else, does nothing to Manectric with the Intimidate and the the Mega Stone, and it subs here. Oh, so it's like sub Toxic. I thought this was really interesting because sub on Manectric is kind of weird because normally you want to run sub on things that can either set up or have recovery, And Manectric doesn't really have either of those options. I think it has like maybe Howl or Workup for setup moves, but that's about it. And it doesn't have recovery because it's holding a Mega Stone, and it doesn't have like Slack Off or anything like that. So I thought this was a weird choice here, but the sub is able to kind of slow down this Drampa and get a Toxic off on it. And it's Sub Protect. Yeah, that makes sense. Just here to get more Toxic chip racked up. Econ's Houndoom. This is going to roost here. Freddy didn't Volt Switch. Maybe it doesn't have Volt Switch, actually. This crit Surf, I think, might have mattered. I'm not entirely sure. But the guaranteed 50% of your health, or 41% of your health here with Super Fang, I guess it's 90% accurate, so not guaranteed. But getting the guaranteed damage off with this Super Fang against Drampa very big, because now it is basically dead to one more attack. I thought this was definitely not a great play. This Drampa is basically dead, so letting it die to Starmie is probably ideal. And instead, Crobat comes in, and it gets absolutely nuked by this Psychic. I don't know if this was analytic or not, but I don't think it mattered. This Psychic was killing like 1 billion Crobats. And the other reason I didn't like the switch is because you're going from an Ice Weak to an also Ice Weak. And so like if it ran, Ice Beam to hit the super effective move here, you just went into another Ice Weak, which is also going to get completely owned. But yeah, Life Orb Starmie completely destroying that Crobat on the switch in. In comes this Electros again, and it's just going to U-turn on the Manectric coming in. And then Celebi comes in, and this is actually Scarf Celebi, which gets the KO with Earth Power on Manectric. But that does in fact reveal that is choice locked into Scarf, and so it's forced out against Torterra here. Torterra is just going to Shell Smash. I don't know, can it kill? It gets Bullet Seed, 2, 3, getting 4 hits. It's probably not Skill Link, Loaded Dice. But here it's forced out by Celebi. So I did the calc after this game, and assuming that this is max speed timid Celebi, then Torterra is never faster than it. And so it respects that here. And he probably also knew his own spread might not be faster than Scarf Celebi, because it was something he was planning for. But it's going to click Pollen Puff on the Starmie coming in, which is going to do 80%, and then force him to switch again. As in comes Heracross, which takes nothing from that, and now knows it has a free turn. But he does... Oh, he goes the Drampa. Okay, actually, this makes a lot of sense why he saved Drampa. Drampa being saved so it can come in and get a Sap Sipper boost from this Trailblaze and force Heracross to kill it. Incredible pivot. Yeah, incredible pivot, absolutely. Very, very good call out there. Catching the off guard. And then Mega Horn kills, and it does get the Moxie boost, which is pretty big here. Now Coprasha comes in, and because it has the Chople Berry, it lives this close combat and is able to kill back with Heat Crash. Now I talked to Soup about this set before the game, and it was like Max Fizz Def to live that, which is absolutely nuts. Max Fizz Def Coprasha being a Heracross lure of all things. And then it's just going to die to Starmie, who's going to die to its own Life Orb, actually. And we're now at a 2-2 game here. Very, very close matchup. Celebi's going to trick away the Choice Scarf. And this Dusknoir is now locked into sub. So once again, running like a sub toxic strategy here. Trying to punish Dusknoir. Or trying to punish like some of the offensive play here. But yeah, it's just going to have to keep clicking sub, and this Celebi is just going to keep clicking whatever it wants to, basically. But I did think this was kind of weird that he was like wasting a bunch of turns here. Bobozab spamming sub. But I guess he didn't want to risk switching into Torterra on turn where it couldn't do anything. But now we see a second Trailblaze as Emboar goes for the Trailblaze here. And it's now boosting its own speed. And knocks off its own Choice Scarf here. And getting the Flare Blitz to take out Torterra to win the game 2-0. So yeah, very, very close game. Sir, I regret to inform you. What to inform you? Excuse me? Oh, that a second Trailblaze? Is that the joke? Is that the joke here? But yeah, so this Celebi was actually modest, not timid. It was very aggressively sped crept. Second Trailblaze has hit the game. It has, in fact, yes. This Electros was plus attack nature, I believe, but with a lot of speed F. This was Jolly Brave Bird, Crobat, Pasho Berry, Emboar. This set, I had no idea this was coming. I think cooked this up after we kind of talked about some game plans for this. But very, very cool Emboar set. Running the Pasho Berry to live a water move from Starmie, maybe? And then get a Trailblaze off. Or something along those lines. Drampa had some attack investment in Spit F. Some Spit F. With 3 attacks, Roost. No stab, though, notably. No Hyper Voice or Draco. So just 3 coverage moves. And then Kaparaja, Max Fizdef Impish with the Chople Berry to live that close combat. Heracross here was adamant. It was Assault Vest. Oh, that's a cool set. I guess you might have actually known that based on the Pollen Puff damage. But it could also just be assumed that it was like max HP, maybe. Very, very cool set. Assault Vest Moxie with Trailblaze. Very, very cool. I guess, yeah, if you don't actually need the damage boost from, like, Guts or another thing. Tremor was bad into Dusknoir, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, if you don't actually need the damage boost from Swords Dance or Flame Orb Guts, this definitely makes a lot of sense. Just running 3 moves in Trailblaze. Trailblaze is a pseudo setup move too. Dusknoir was Max Fizdef with lefties. Oh, sub Focus Punch. Oh, that's right. This is a cool set. Honestly, I think it should have just clicked Poltergeist there, though. I think going for the sub when you knew it was Scarf Celebi was kind of not a good line. I think if he just clicked Poltergeist, he might have actually won. Very interesting to see how that might have shaken out if that was the situation. But yeah, Poltergeist, Focus Punch. Ghost and Fighting coverage is very good together, so makes a lot of sense. Starmie was Life Orb. It was Analytic. So yeah, that Psychic with Life Orb and Analytic Boost was killing like a billion different Crobats. And then Torterra was, here we see the speed creep that it ran was a little bit slower. So not enough. It normally can outspeed max speed Celebi at +1 when it's at +2. But even knowing his speed creep, he probably checked that calc. Cries and Bat. And then Manectric was max attack with a lot of speed and timid. This is EV probably just to outspeed Crobat, exactly. And then Houndoom with a very interesting sets running physical here. Also with Trailblaze. Oh, there's another Trailblaze user. Oh my god, we got all the Trailblaze users. But Super Fang, Psychic Fang, Flare Blitz. I get the like. So Psychic Fangs hits Emboar, and Flare Blitz is like a strong move. But what, Super Fang on like a offensive set? I guess it was just to chunk through things that like you didn't want to risk your own health against. It also was Flash Fire to come in on a potential Flare Blitz. Very interesting Houndoom set. It does have pretty good physical options. It normally gets like Sucker Punch and some other big moves. But very interesting Houndoom set. But yeah, that kind of sums up my thoughts on that game. I have a little bit more thoughts on this game specifically because I helped Soup kind of come up with some ideas for their prep. But if anyone ever needs prep help in this league, you're more than welcome to reach out to me or any of the other mods or any of the experienced players. Really, there's a lot of well-versed draft players who are always happy to help people learn, and we love seeing more of the community get into this format. Up next is Drix versus Roy Ace. Now, this game, the only thing I know about it is that Monkey Dory is currently sitting atop the podium at 5-0. So, through one way or another, Monkey Dory gets a lot of KOs this matchup. But, like, both these teams look very threatening. So, I'm really excited to see how that shakes out. Okay, Cloudster versus Monkey Dory on the lead. Cloudster just switches out, not wanting to risk taking a strong move from Monkey Dory. Immediate Toxic Chain proc on the Mudsdale, though, is very, very brutal there. Misses the Seed Flare and he gets up rocks. Okay. I guess after getting Toxic, he was willing to just sack Mudsdale there. And this goes for the Earth Power trying to catch Houndoom coming in. But it's Sinistcha that comes in instead. Oh, okay. Switching into the Ghost Week on the Shadow Ball there. Plus the Rock's going to take out Marowak. This just Strength Saps. I don't... He soaks? Okay. That Strength Sap healed like nothing. Oh, he goes to second soak. Very, very good read there. Seeing that this was going to come in on the electric move. And then Volt switches out to get the super effective damage on the ground type, which is now a water type. The soak also reducing the stab damage there from Earthquake. Oh, is Mud still gonna... Yeah, Mud's just gonna stay in an Earthquake this. Seeing as it's now water type, so it's not weak to Surf. But then Monkey Dory comes back in and gets the Shadow Ball KO. Water Pulse doing like 27 on the Volt coming in. He's just gonna go for the soak again. I think you could have just freely Volt switch there instead of going for soak, but I get that you want to like punish the Sinistra coming in because you don't really have a great switch in for it. I still don't get why he keeps Strength Sapping here. I don't think that's what you want to be doing there. Bro, why is Belly Bolt so goated? Belly Goat, indeed. The most I have ever seen a Belly Bolt accomplish. Yo, I beam with the Belly Bolt slander? Hello? That's crazy slander on a Belly Bolt there. Okay, but that is going to let the Sinistra die to that Shadow Ball. Houndoom comes in to push that out. Oh, it's Mega Houndoom. Oh, shoot. Yeah, because we saw Houndoom last game also. So yeah, this is the other Houndoom. Spikes are up. Okay. Abusing the free turn there with Diancie to get the spikes up. Having to respect the Diamond Storm. Doublet comes in. Belly Bolt is so fat. It is, yeah, he's got a lot of bulk. He's got a lot of HP. And he's got a big old belly. He got a big old belly that do be bolting. Is going to Gyro Ball for 72. Does Shadow Sneak kill at this range? No, it doesn't have the sneak. Okay. But with 2 layers of spikes up. Let's see. Houndoom comes in to Revenge Kill. It's going to Sludge Bomb? I guess I wanted to Sludge Bomb on Diancie coming in. Because it resists the 2 other stab moves. That poison is pretty big on Belly Bolt here, though. Oh, it literally is Belly Goat is the nickname. That's such a good nickname. Houndoom does have enough to live that Photosynthesis Volt Switch. It does get the Toxic Chain, though, on the U-turn here. He goes with the Overprediction on the U-turn as Houndoom stays in, and it reveals Scarf. I believe it reveals Scarf. And then Houndoom is going to die to the Toxic here, so it's actually another kill for Monkey Dory. Getting the Protect here from Diancie as an Aura Spheres, probably to catch Shaman coming in? Oh, it lives. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's fast. Oh, it's Scarf Clawitzer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I think you should have stayed in. I don't think you should have switched out here. Oh, the Grass Knot. Respecting the Grass Knot. Okay. Reggie Draco got in. It Earth Powers this Diancie for, like, no damage, though. Is this 8? No, it's not AV. It's just that weak. Okay. It doesn't have a fairy move, though. Protects. Earth Power. Okay. Lives on 5 with the Protect actually mattering there for the extra little bit of chip healing. Is Reggie Drago? No, it's just spamming Earth Power. It's not Scarf, is it? Monkey Dory comes in, gets another U-turn kill. But it means Clawitzer gets a free... Oh, he's going to win 1-0 because of sacking the Belly Bolt here. Water Pulse comes out. Does this... Psychic Noise? 54? Toxic Chain? Water Pulse is not enough. Belly Bolt, or Monkey Dory does have high natural Spit F. And that Psychic Noise is just going to end the game off. Very, very close game. Wow. Monkey Dory, though, did just kind of kill everything a little bit at a time with the Choice Scarf there. Yeah, Timid, Max Speed, Modest Shaman with Healing Wish. Nice. AV Tatsugiri. Got the spin off there with the Mirror Coat. Okay. Thick Club Marowak got destroyed on the switch into that Shadow Ball. DNC spikes protect Diamond Storm Body Press. Very, very nice set. With Spadef investment, actually. That's probably why I took so little from Earth Power. This makes sense, because you can Diamond Storm as a pseudo setup move, because 50% of the time you boost your Fizdef, and then you get to Body Press to abuse the defense boosts. And then Belly Bolt, full Spadef, Soak, with 2 electric moves to punish Mudsdale. And then Houndoom here, Mega Houndoom, max speed, yep. Double Choice Scarf with Choice Scarf Drago and Choice Scarf Clawitzer. That explains a lot of how that played out in the endgame there. Mudsdale, max attack with 3 attacks, Stealth Rocks. Okay, very aggressive, bulky Mudsdale. Sinister. So this is the set I was a little bit confused by. Oh, it didn't have Calm Mind. It just had 3 attack Strength Sap. Okay, so maybe that's why it clicked Strength Sap a couple times, was because it didn't have a good move to click, and I didn't want to give Electromorphosis. No Matcha Gotcha either. Although Matcha Gotcha does have a chance to miss, so you know, if you don't want to risk missing it, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it's just like Spadef, 3 attacks with Strength Sap to heal. And a Violite, no, it did have Shadow Sneak, it just didn't go for it against the Shaman. I think you should have tried to go for that Shadow Sneak roll, but maybe it didn't kill. So very, very close game. Yeah, very, very close. Very well played by Drix too in the endgame there to just barely eke it out with Monkey Dory. Next up, this is actually a very, very big matchup. Both these players they've played each other in the past a lot before. They're both very like well-established players in our little community here. Dorky and Goater 12. Goater 12 notably coming out of retirement to join this season for fun, and getting convinced by the "we need one more sign-up" call that then didn't actually end up mattering. It ended up with 18 people instead of 16. But yeah, Goater with a very, very strong team this season. A lot of people were abusing the wheel spins to make funny teams or, you know, have some fun with it. And Goater said, nah, I'm going to win this season. He drafted a very, very solid roster. And Dorky also kind of on the same side of drafting a very solid roster. Not a lot of gimmicks to be seen here. He has good Mega, good defensive backbone, and pretty good threats too. So yeah, let's just see how this plays out. Notably, also Mega Steelix on this team and Mega Pidgeot on this team. Oh, and Dorky has the wrong avatar. Oh, unfortunate, unfortunate. This knockoff on the Slowbro, doing no types of damage. Unfortunately, does not get a burn to punish the fact that it stayed in here. Probably expecting a U-turn or something. But goes with the Shell Sidearm as Delphox comes in and gets the poison. And then this Delphox, this set was really cool. He goes for Fire Blast, boosted by Fire Gem. So 30%, like basically a Life Orb damage boost on this. But now he's consumed his item. And then he goes for Psychic and Magicians to steal the leftovers. So kind of like item play here, using Magician and the consumable item. But I was like, is this actually worth it? Like, you know, like, wouldn't you rather just have like your own leftovers or like, you know, Specs or Choice Scarf or something? But I guess stealing the leftovers from Empoleon was pretty important here. Empoleon, though, it knows that, like, this Fire Blast miss does kind of suck. But after that first Fire Blast, how much does this do? It does 50. So it knows that it lives the next one's pretty easily. And so it just kind of freely... I don't know if I respect it. I don't know why he Psychic there. Was he just trying to not miss? Well, he gets Rocks up. Oh, he doesn't respect the double Fire Blast. Maybe he thought this was just going to switch out. And he was gonna, like, this is a free Rocks because they're going to switch. So Goater probably should have just gone for double Fire Blast, but he does just miss the follow-up. So in the end, it doesn't actually matter that he played it that way, seeing as it missed. But definitely interesting that he could have just Fire Blasted twice to kill this. Little Rillabeezy Jr. comes in, Thwacky, but just gets roared out. And then this Empoleon once again stays in on the Kilowatt Drill. It has no fear. Just tanking that and going for the roar once again. Probably predicting a double switch or something on Golurk coming in. And then once again, missing a second Fire Blast. That chip damage would have actually mattered a lot on Empoleon here. But but the crit Woodhammer just kills anyways. Oh my god. Okay, wait. That's going to leave a mark. Yep. Yeah, absolutely going to leave a mark. Pidgeot comes in, it's going to Heat Wave and kill the Kilowattrel. I'm pretty sure Kilowattrel was going to die to a Hurricane anyways. They overpredicted it wasn't super necessary, but it's probably to catch Steelix coming in. And it killed either way, so. Also, no mischance with No Guard here. Pidgeot putting in the work that way. Wo-Chang comes in. Now, this Mega Steelix doesn't Mega right away. Goder later in post-game was talking about this, and he said that he actually wanted his Steelix to die, so he could try to get in a setup sweeper, and instead Dorky just doubled out, respecting that. It might have some sort of gimmick, or it might just live the Heat Wave. But this Hitmonlee is just going to punch through Wo-Chang pretty easily, and then Palmot's going to come in with the Mach Punch to KO. Notably, I don't think it consumed an item, did it? No, it didn't. So, respecting that it might be like Choice Scarf or something there with that Mach Punch. Also revealing that Palmot is not Choice Locked here, as it double shocks on the Blastoise. Goder kind of scouting to see if it was Choice Locked or not there. But Heat Wave is going to take out Steelix, and then Blastoise is going to come in. I think this was the position that Goder was looking for, but he's just going to Shell Smash, and there is, he's going to take a lot from that Hurricane, and Pidgeot actually has Quick Attack, which gets the KO there, but he also had Mach Punch in the back, so Dorky kind of had that game on lock after getting that Hurricane off on Blastoise, and that was the whole game. Very, very interesting game. Goder definitely, I think, kind of overcooked. Missing those Fire Blasts did kind of suck because that chip damage from Woodhammer did matter a lot on Thwackey there because he wasn't able to switch in to get Grassy Terrain up again. But, yeah, very, very close game. And if we take a look at the teams, we had Choice Band Thwackey, very much so. It's a little Pokemon that has a big threat attached to it, so cannot sleep on him at all. And, yeah, offensive, just fully offensive. This was modest max HP. Delphox, running sub Nasty Plot. Wait, why didn't he Nasty Plot? Maybe he knew something I didn't, but... Oh, okay, wait, this is why he was Fire Gem. And Magician. And I think the getting poisoned is what kind of messed up his plan here. Because he wanted to steal the leftovers so he could sub and get some healing behind the sub. But because he was poisoned, subbing to lower his own health wasn't actually going to work out for him. So that's probably why he didn't go for the setup attempt. And here we see Hitmonlee and Kilowattrel both having Grassy Seed. Hitmonlee getting completely crushed, or its setup chances ruined because it never got to trigger Grassy Seed. It never came in when Grassy Terrain was up. I never got that speed double off to really just click attacks or get a Sword Stance attempt off. Steelix here was max HP with some attack investment and a lot of Speed F. Rocks 3 attacks. Pretty standard Mega Steelix set. And then Blastoise was Splash Plate, just going to spam Surf. There's probably some calc that this Surf with +2 Splash Plate mattered for. I'm imagining it was enough to break through Sorbo Galler, and then Signal Beam to punish Wo-Chang, and Aura Sphere for something else. And then Dorky, Expert Belt Golurk, which never came out of the ball. Very, very cool set we never got to see. With No Guard, Poltergeist, Stone Edge, and Rock Polish. Ooh, okay. I like that set. Wo-Chang was Choppleberry. I believe we saw that come out to live the close combat earlier. Palmot was Assault Vest. And Jolly, pretty much max attack, max speed. With Ice Punch for something. Probably Kilowattrel. Assault Vest actually makes sense because this makes it a pretty good check to Kilowattrel. You can actually take a Hurricane, not too bad with Assault Vest. Empoleon was full Speed F, as we saw. Put in a lot of work against Delphox early game there. And Delphox getting poisoned and missing some Fire Blasts definitely didn't help. And then Slowbro was modest with a fair bit of defense, a little bit of defense. Max HP, and just 3 attacks. Culver Berry. Nice Regenerator pivot all around. And then Pidgeot with the Mega 2 attacks, quick attack, roost. Very, very standard. Very quick game too, only 20 turns as well. We have 2 more games left. We got the RB Leipzigoons against Sturmtide. This is our NHL matchup, I think. We recently had our boy Blution on stream to commentate on the ending of the Gen 5 season of the NHL, the Nidoking Heritage League, I believe it is. We had our big finals, me versus him, as to top it all off. Amazing stream, guys, so big shouts out to Blution. And here he is playing the league commissioner of the NHL, Mr. Stormtide himself. Amazing community member around here. We love Stormtide. Also, Stormtide notably made our amazing spinning wheel for all the people who picked based on that this season. So yeah, it's an exciting game. I don't think I've watched this game actually yet. Oh no, I did, because I remember that this little Tinkaton just goes absolutely crazy on the main stage. Gigaton hammering that Glimmet. Notably, I think this was Corrosion Glimmet, because it doesn't actually get up any toxic debris here. And then it's just going to Swords Dance in front of the Snorlax here. I think Snorlax came in because it clicked Gigaton Hammer and expected that it was going to switch out, seeing as it couldn't click its strong move, but it just Swords Dance in front of the Snorlax as it curses. And now it's actually in a very dangerous situation because that Gigaton Hammer does a lot, and its Slotty Slam does like nothing back. So going a little bit early on the Snorlax attempt there. Sasha, don't play. Sasha, really don't play. Sheesh. Armarouge is going to come in here. It's going to Endure on the knockoff. Trigger Weak Armor. Get the +2 speed and the weakness policy. And then Armor Cannon. Yeah, that's going to kill through Rocket Berry no matter what. +2 attack. Going to absolutely tear through that. Wisps the Flygon. Okay. Sends a Wisp for the road as Flygon switches out. Honchkrow comes in against low kicks. That U-turn does 50. Very strong move. Is this just Brave Bird's... Oh, is that like Choice Band Brave Bird? It must be. No way that does that much without Choice Band. Oh, and it barely lives. Low kicks comes in. It's going to get the U-turn off again. Killing that Cloyster is huge because that's another way that Blution could have just torn through this matchup here. And then we have the grass type face off here. Mega Sceptile coming in against Iron Leaves. But it just mega horns. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna do it. Kingdra comes in. Eats the Leaf Blade. It does Rain Dance to get the speed doubling. And then Hurricanes with the perfect accuracy in Rain. It's gonna get the kill. But unfortunately, I think Low Kicks just kills here with the first impression. Gonna close out the game. So yeah, very close, very quick game. Only 15 turns. Oh my god, that was fast. And that Tinkaton putting in a lot of work in the first few turns here. Gonna kill on Glimmet. Bonk, rocks, and then bonk. Swords Dancing in front of the Snorlax, pretending that, like, you know, seeing that he can't click Gigaton Hammer, but just Swords Dancing instead. I think my game's going to be a lot faster than NHL. That's fair. If you recognize the format a bit more, like some of the older formats, it's hard to know exactly what's going on. You have to like calc things and check things you don't know about. And also, Gen 9 is a very aggressive generation. There's a lot less like stall play, a lot less slow play that really you see, especially in Draft. Draft is also, I think, a little bit more offensive usually than OU, just based on the fact that you can spec your attacks and threats to your opponent's team. But yeah, this Swords Dance here, catching the Snorlax off guard, thinking it had a setup opportunity, but instead it just gets hammered into the ground, and it doesn't actually have a good move to click into Tinkaton here. That said, based on this body slam damage, I think Earthquake might have killed. It probably would have just barely not killed, but it would have been close. And yeah, so if it had the right coverage move, then getting rid of Tinkaton here could have been really big. Sasha, don't be playing around. I don't think we saw an item on it though. What was the item on Tinkaton here? Cloyster was Rock Gem. Oh, that's cool. Spike Smash 2 attacks with Rock Gem. Cool. Very offensive Cloyster with Shell Smash. Typhlosion was lefties wisp, but fast sub wisp. Okay, offensive sub makes sense. Leaves was Ockaberry. Oh, double Ockaberry. Oh yeah, we did see it was Ockaberry on Tinkaton here. Yeah, max stack adamant Tinkaton, absolutely putting in the work there against Snorlax. The Sword Stance was a really, really good bring. Because normally you see people will bring like Stealth Rock plus like T-Wave or like more support moves or Encore, but the Sword Stance being a good call out there on the Snorlax setup. Sword Stance Iron Leaves with Ockaberry. Choice Scarf low kicks. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's probably why it was faster than Honchkrow. Although I think Honchkrow is just naturally slower than low kicks. Low kicks is actually pretty fast. And then Assault Vest Flygon with special plus U-turn. Okay, that's a cool Flygon set. Snorlax here was Max Spadef Curse, pretty standard curse set. It's also Choice Scarf Honchkrow. Oh, okay, so that makes sense of how that turn played out. I didn't think about that. Use Sword Stance to kill it next turn with knockoff. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, scouting for something that it wants to do, like Calm Mind or Endure. But yeah, we kind of had like a double Choice Scarf moment there on this turn here. This was actually Scarf Honchkrow, which would have been able to kill low kicks. Although I don't think it lived a banded first impression, so especially with rocks up. But he went for the Braver to kill this, and it said it was Scarf U-turn to get out of there. And then Honchkrow almost just takes enough recoil to end itself here against Cloyster, and then Locust just comes into U-turn again. So yeah, very interesting double Choice Scarf situation there. Very, very cool game. Looking at the post-game with the double Choice Scarf situation there. Adamant Sceptile, not quite doing it. With Upper Hand. Oh, that would have been heat. That would have been really cool into the low kicks. And Weakness Policy, Armor Rouge. The Wisp was definitely interesting. I feel like maybe he should have just gone for damage against Flygon, but it didn't really end up mattering because it was going to not be able to kill anyways. A Shadow Ball for Iron Leaves, maybe? Or something else that... Oh, for Typhlosion. Probably Typhlosion. Because it also has... No, it doesn't get Flash Fire. Glimmet, unfortunately, just gets owned by Tinkaton. I think he might have gone into it thinking it was going to be faster. But Glimmet is very slow, and that Tinkaton was running a fair bit of speed, so... And then Clear Amulet. What was Clear Amulet for? Was there a Parting Shot user I missed? But Modest Rain Sweeper Kingdra here with the manual setup Rain. Very, very threatening. Yeah, good tech on the weak armor read there. But yeah, very, very close game. Even though it was close in the sense that there's definitely some routes for Stormtide to win, but Lucian here just had the right combination of tech to beat it. So even though like it's a 3-0, it doesn't look close, it was actually a lot going on behind the scenes that mattered there. And then our final match of the season, we have Gensuzu Hikaru Desu versus Lucum Nukem. Gensuzu also has one of the most threatening teams this season. I read it as like, looking to win the season type of power level. And Lucum's team is pretty cool. Got some very interesting mons. But definitely, like, this is maybe a tough matchup just based on how powerful Gensuzu's team is. Let's just see how this plays out. Because I think I watched this replay, but I don't entirely remember everything that happens. We do see the turn 1 Sand Slash against the Pincurchin. This Earthquake does, like, no damage here, which I was very surprised by. Unfortunately, though, Pincurchin gets the immediate burn, which means that this Earthquake no longer kills. Very, very unfortunate. And it's just going to set spikes, and Pincurchin can freely recover because of that Scald Burn. Yeah, only doing 28. I guess just lower roll. And just going to keep setting spikes as this heals to full, keeping the terrain alive with this thing at full health. Dunsparce comes in, okay. And he's going to start spamming Calm Mind. As Klefki sets screens. Yep, very standard Klefki behavior. Sarah Ledge comes in here. This is actually a pretty good Sarah Ledge plan here because its main attacking move is going to be normal probably. But it has the Earth Power, which even with +3 attack, like, I get that you're behind screens, but +3 attack doing that little, very, very unfortunate. However, he does get the Spadef drop, which means that now the Earth Power is actually going to kill, doing 60 that time. Wait, 38 into 60. I guess the first one was a low roll, and this was a higher roll. I guess it's like times 1.5 roughly. I guess that makes sense. Again, Suzu making a very strong call here, by the way, as he Sword Stance a second time on the Dunsparce's Roost. So he can get off a stronger hit here. And it just barely lives. Yeah, so it was a high roll, that 60 into 59. And Sarah Ledge just barely comes out ahead in this Dunsparce situation here. Talonflame comes in, and this is going to have Sneak, as this goes for dual Wing Beat. Now, notably, if this was Gale Wings, this dual Wing Beat would have gone first. So this means that it's like Flame Body and not Gale Wings here. And then Klefki comes in. It's going to set hazards or screens again. Sets up Reflect, sets up Blade Screen, and this Toxtricity is going to go for another setup move, spamming Shift Gear here. But this Klefki has Psychic, which I thought this was a very interesting bring. Very heads-up play by Gensuzu to have Psychic for Toxtricity, because normally your Steel and Fairy moves are doing nothing to this. So, yeah, and then this Thunder Punch does nothing behind screens, and that Psychic is enough to 2-hit KO Toxtricity. Big Kurchin comes in here, sets the Terrain again, and gets Nightshaded for it. And then it switches back to Raichu. And this goes for Toxic here. This is a good Toxic, actually, because you know that Klefki isn't probably going to come in on a Nightshade. And catches Raichu off guard. Talonflame comes in as a Sack. As this Nasty Plots. Ooh, that's very dangerous. And goes for the Alluring Voice. Is this just win? Wait, does it live in Alluring Voice? Oh, it does. I guess the knockoff kill. Okay. Then Kurchin comes right back in. Goes for the U-turn. Into Xatu. Taking that discharge. Living the discharge just barely, but getting paralyzed for it. Very unfortunate here. And then this is going to recover. I think you should have just gone for another. Maybe saving diff mattered. This is going to get paralyzed again. He's going to set Reflect to prevent a potential Zarude sweep or endgame. And then Sceptile's going to come in, get the defense boost, get the speed boost from Unburden, and Xatu gets paralyzed, and it's just kind of dead in the water to this +2 attack Rock Slide. And Zarude being at 33 isn't really going to live any type of neutral hit, and yeah, Rock Slide is going to kill. Oh, did Gensuzu not show team? Is this a tech? Let me just quickly check if Gensuzu actually showed team. Or did he show it earlier? I'm not seeing. Let me go. Yeah, I don't think it's showed team here, cause, unless the replay just cuts it off. But we do get to see Luke's rings, Air Balloon Toxtricity with Shift Gear. This was max attack and just did nothing to Klefki behind screens. Choice Band, Talonflame. I feel like if you're going to run Choice Band, you should always be Gale Wings. So maybe he changed his set later on or forgot about it. But if he had the Gale Wings here, that would have mattered a lot. Because he wouldn't have taken that big hit from Saraledge. And would have been able to also click like Choice Band, Dual Wing Beat into stuff later on. Sandslash was full spit def, which is why it took that Scald pretty well. But the burn, unfortunately, ruined his chance of 1v1ing Pincurchin. So that burn, very impactful early on. And Xatu, Leftovers Magic Bounce with Defog. Yep, very standard set. If you don't have a normal type, spamming Nightshade and Toxic makes a lot of sense here. And then Zarude was Assault Vest with 4 attacks, U-turn. Pretty standard. And then the Dunsparce with a Violate. It was full Fizz Def, Calm Mind. But yeah, just don't have any, that Earth Power, very, very weak without any investment. Yeah, that's all 9 of our replays for this week. Those are just kind of my raw thoughts on a lot of these matchups. So yeah, thank you all for a great first week. Let me just do a quick check at, so our understandings, me and Dorky both had 4-0s. There was a lot of 1-0 wins. And Gensuzu, Kilika, Ryan, and Soup all getting or sorry, Ryan. I'll call Lucian by Ryan. That's probably a better name for him. Better way to refer to him at least. But yeah, very good first week. Our schedule. We have the Leezy versus Lethal matchup. Okay, that's gonna be. I think that's the Twins actually. We got Azzy versus Soup. I am playing Drix. So Drix, if you're still here, good luck this week. I know we just got our schedule sorted out yesterday and today. Bobuzab versus Overmat. This is actually a run back from an earlier OTL season. So exciting to see that. Ryan's playing Luke. Kilika's playing Stormtide. Okay, this will be a fun matchup. 2 different kind of league organizers going head to head. Goder versus NN Plus is going to be a very heated game. These 2 great friends go way back. Lots of history between the 2 of them. Against Suzu and Neon, going to be a tight game. And Roy Ace and Dorky, also kind of a legacy matchup here. They kind of from the same roots here. So yeah, this next week will be very interesting to see how it shakes out. A lot of these matchups were just randomized. Nothing really going on that way. But yeah, just 5 weeks into playoffs is all we really got here. Very, very quick, simple season. And we'll see who exactly stands atop the podium at the end here when it all comes down to it. With that said, I think that's pretty much all we got for tonight. There's not really any other replays going on. No Monday gamers here tonight for the OTL. Thank you also for everyone who came out to the stream earlier tonight for the NBA replay review. They're now in their playoffs, so it'll be exciting to watch how that all shakes out. And we'll be back probably next Monday with the same type of deal, going through all the replays. 9 replays is pretty easy to go through in one stream. And I'll also be back later this week with some more Slay the Spider 2. And there'll be some more information on some of my other side projects and YouTube projects and video editing, all that jazz coming up in the near future. If you have any replays that you want to watch, you can watch any of my commentary you want to watch later. You can check out the VOD on my Twitch channel. And after 2 weeks, it's no longer on Twitch, so I upload them to my YouTube, my VOD replay channel. So if you ever want to see an old anything from there, it's on my VOD YouTube channel, which I will be launching a separate YouTube channel for some more edited content, because I do want to make some better edited, not just the raw stream overlay clips, to help with some of that stuff, and get myself out there more. But I'm still learning a lot of video editing. There's a lot of stuff I don't know yet, and very important to make sure that I'm doing it all right. yeah, it's a scary world out there, being like getting into content creation again. But I'm so glad to have all your guys' support. So thank you for being out here with me tonight. Let me just do a quick check on if there's anyone else live right now, and I can send a raid for anyone who's here. I'll send you off to see who's next. Yeah, a nice quick stream, just getting through all the replays for the week, and that's pretty much it. Okay, for anyone who's a fan of Magic, I'm gonna send a raid to Young Dingo. Please tell me this is muted. Young Dingo is a modern Magic player. Yeah, thank you for coming out. Thank you for spamming the Soth Riz emote. Love our boy Soth. Got the Riz face. But yeah, I'll send you guys all off there. Yeah, thank you all for coming out. Thank you. More Pokemon next week, Monday. Some Slay the Spire probably Wednesday, maybe Friday, later this week. And I'm trying to think of anything else I'm planning this weekend. I don't think this weekend I have anything specific, but there's I'm still trying to figure out some projects, some future content ideas. And I also need to make some updates to my Discord server. So I'll keep you posted there as well. But yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good stream. And I will see you all on the flip side. And let's just send the raid now. There we go.